Wholeness, beautiful beings, welcome to my channel. My name is Rashida Silvertree. To those of you who are new to my channel, today's topic is about aloneness, and you are the only constant presence in your life. I'm currently going through this. What does it take for us, or what does it take for one to realize that our presence is enough, that we are enough? We have this longing for something outside of ourselves. I love this beautiful Welsh word called hiraeth. It's a longing for a place or a person that you've never met and never been to. And I think that that's more of an escapism to escape ourselves, because we don't think that we're enough, or that what's right in front of us is too much or too little to embrace. And what makes us believe that we aren't enough? What makes us believe that we're too much? I have this inner dialogue where I'll say, oh, this person doesn't like me, or that group of people don't like me because I'm just too much. Or this group of people don't like me, or this person doesn't like me because I offer too little. And it's just this realization that I am enough. You are enough. We are enough. It's like, if I go for this goal here, this education, if I live in this spot, if I do this, then I'll become more fulfilled and I'll be whole. And again, it's that illusion of separation. To sit here and say, to spiritualize, I think aloneness is like a spiritualization of loneliness, to be honest with you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sorry, there's a car going off. Are there parts of myself where I feel whole? No. There are parts of myself I feel like it hasn't reached its full potential yet. Like I feel my own inner power, and I feel knowingness and intuition, and I hear my inner voice. And sometimes I'm at odds with my inner voice. But it's like I feel like I haven't reached my full potential in anything. And I find that that's probably the driving force of my ambition and my need to be successful and my need to accomplish and to build and to manifest. I want to reach my highest form of myself. Is it even possible to do that? Because the moment we reach the top of the mountain, then we're elated. We've made it. But then that feeling wears off, and then we want to climb higher, and we want to climb higher, and we want to climb higher. And higher, and higher, and higher, and climb higher. So no, like I with aloneness, I think aloneness is, it's a spiritualized version of loneliness. And where does loneliness stem from? I think loneliness stems from the feeling of being incomplete. It's not about just, surrounding yourself with people. And I've said this before, like I lived in a city with millions of people, and that was probably the most loneliest I felt. It's crazy how you're surrounded by hundreds of human beings, but then that's like you still feel lonely. And then you can live in a completely isolated place in an environment and you feel fulfilled and joyful and not in need of anything. And, we are the only constant presence in our life. Nothing's ever guaranteed. Death has taught me that much. Watching people die, or watching them, in their process of dying, you're the only constant presence. Physically, either you die alone or you die with nurses and doctors trying to sustain you, or you die with loved ones, or you die around a stranger. But they all vanish, and it's just you. It's just your own inner presence that begins to expand beyond the physical. I don't find that disturbing. I don't find that disturbing at all. Loneliness is a deep, low frequency because you believe you are so separate from the all, and you crave this unification with the all. And people will stay in the most toxic situations just to avoid this feeling of loneliness, to face this illusion of separation. They're so scared to be lonely, to feel lonely. And once you allow yourself to feel lonely or to feel loneliness, then and you sit with it and you observe it and you wait and you watch. And you're patient with it. You hold it with compassion. Then it spiritualizes into aloneness. All oneness. The all one. And you, as a living, human, breathing being, you can return to the all through your presence and being present with your presence. This is something I'm learning now. It's uncomfortable. All throughout my life, I've had huge pockets of moments of a lot of time by myself. A lot of time by myself. And the loneliness kicks in because I could be fine, in my aloneness. But the loneliness kicks in when I'm suddenly around someone that I have a connection with, and all of a sudden I'm reminded of how lonely I am and how alone I am. And that's why I like try to be around that person as often as possible. That's why, relationships happen very fast, because you'll be doing well and sitting with this presence, and then someone comes into your space, and then you get distracted and you're like, "Oh, I don't have to be alone anymore. This is what it means to be together. This is what it means to be, with someone and to share in community." And you want to encapsulate that feeling. And you don't want to let it go. And once it's gone, then you feel empty. And it's almost like this push and pull, this ebb and flow in my life, where I realize all these moments, it's just the all reaching out to me. It's just the all saying, "Come, return to me." Yes, there are connections out there, and yes, there is loneliness, but you feel loneliness because it's your deep faith in the illusion of separation. When we release the illusion of separation from the all, we can never be lonely. You don't know how many times I've had patients I've taken care of, or people I bump into. "I just don't understand how someone like you could be alone. No one's grabbed you up and married you and made you a mom yet. Are you married? Why aren't you married? What's wrong with you?" Sometimes I feel like I'm too deep and too weird and too odd for this world. But then I remember and I remind myself that I'm just a temporary visitor. We're all just visiting. We're all just visiting this place. You are the only constant energy in your life. You're it. And everyone else is just a visitor in your presence. Everyone else is just a visitor in your life. That's all. Your children, your spouse, your lover, your coworkers, your friends, acquaintances, mentors, enemies, frenemies, they're all visiting you. Enjoy the meeting. Enjoy the ride. We're all just here visiting each other for certain mapped out, designed, specific time frames, But what is your relationship with aloneness? All oneness. All oneness isn't even all that powerful. It just is. It's isness. It's beingness. I think loneliness is also a mask for self-loathing. You don't like yourself. People say, "I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. No one wants to talk to me." You don't want to talk to yourself. You don't want to hear yourself. Loneliness is a dis-ease. It's an imbalance in our state of being. I think that's all I wanted to share with you now. I'll see you again.